All right, here's lesson one of praise and worship, guitaring, I guess. Um, Basically, what I hope to do in this lesson is to teach four chords and then a little bit maybe of strum patterns and then go over a song that you can practice with this. Um, so basically, I'm going to teach kind of like the easy ways to do some of these chords. I know they're not textbook chords in some ways, but this is just to give you just like functionality as a guitarist, as a rhythm guitarist. So we're going to start with the G chord, and the way I like to play this for most applications is just to have the middle finger on the low E string, and then the index finger on the A string, so third fret for here, second fret here, and then have the ring finger and the pinky finger on the third fret on the highest strings here. So then the chord would look something like this. It'd sound like that. And the second chord is going to be C, but it's actually like an inversion of C, or it has, I think it's C add 2 or C add 9. You'll see it sometimes. And the reason that I use this a lot is because it's easy to switch from G to C. Which you take these two fingers that you have on the lowest strings, on the E and the A, and then you bring it down, just move each finger down a string. So, and then you'd bring these two fingers down here, and you wouldn't play the bass E string. So you'd have this middle finger on the third fret, the index finger on the second fret, and then the pinky and the ring finger on the same strings and frets as before. So you would just be moving these up and down like this. So it'd be like this. That would be the G, and that would be C. So those are the first two chords. And then the third chord we're going to do is D. Now D is kind of a little bit different. There's no real way to easily transition into this one. Your index finger goes on the second fret right here. Your middle finger goes on the second fret on the very bottom string, and your ring finger goes on the third fret right here. So it kind of makes like a little triangle if you want to think about it that way. And I also like to use, well, when you do it in this form, you're supposed to only strike the bottom four strings, but I like to do D with the F sharp as the root. So you add the thumb, and that way you can hit all strings. It makes the fuller sound. So you do C, G, D. So once again, it's right here, here, and here with the index finger, middle finger, and ring finger. That's D. And then E minor is going to be your middle finger on the third fret for the D string, the third string from the top. And then your ring finger is going to be on the second fret on the string right above it. And it'll sound something like this. You can always tell the minor chords they sound a little sad as opposed to the majors, which sound kind of bright and cheery. And then, okay, so hopefully with these, you could play a number of songs. We're going to do Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. And I know it's kind of a temptation to think of the strum pattern as either down, up, down, up, whatever. But instead of that, I encourage you to just kind of listen to music, and you can kind of tell when somebody is strumming down or up because of the way that the tone sounds. a down strum has the bass note, would have the bass note being hit first, and then an up strum you would hear the high end first. So this is a down strum, and this is an up strum. So you could tell kind of if you just kind of strum. So instead of thinking down, up in your head, just kind of get the rhythm down by the way it sounds. And so, Lord, I left your name high. If you want to get the chords, you can find them online. Just type in Lord, I left your name high chords, and then it should give it to you. And so basically the way this song would go is G, C, D, C, D. And that's the verse. So it would go. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. Yeah, so that's how the verse would go. Basically, the strum pattern is the same throughout the entire verse. And the only little trick is that there's kind of like a quick switch at the end of each line. So it'd be like, Lord, I lift your name on high. And then right here comes a quick switch. So, lift your name on high. C, D. Okay, and then going into the chorus. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. So basically the chords the same C, G, D chords, and then on the grave part is when you hit the E minor. I'm sure you can hear that, the big difference. Cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. And that's basically the simple ins and out of this song. There's not a whole lot of complication. You can always add different strum patterns. When I first started learning guitar, I didn't know that there were different strum patterns, and I didn't realize that how different it could make the song sound. So let's say instead of the kind of country-ish strum pattern, you decided to go with more of a down strum pattern. You can do, Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. And that was the exact same chord pattern and progression. Only difference was the strum pattern and how I mixed up the up and down and the rhythms for the right hand. So once you get the chords kind of down, you can switch easily between them. That's the time to experiment with the strum patterns and kind of get a feel for what sounds good. You don't want to do something like up down up down up down up down up whatever. I mean that's what I used to do when I started, and that sounds terrible. It sounds something like Lord, I lift your name on high. And I mean that's the right chords and everything, but it just doesn't sound like a song. So basically, spend time kind of listening to the music, and also um, just playing around and trying to find out what sounds good. And you should be able to get quite a few songs with those basic chords that I showed in this video. Okay. All right. I'll send out a second video shortly. Okay. Bye-bye.